Well, well, well. Look how far you've come. Not only did you bust up my good-for-nothing lackey King Dice, but I see you've got my soul contracts. As agreed, hand them over and join my team. You're mine now, and we're gonna have a hell of a time down here. Oh, this is perfect. I'm useless without my morning coffee. Between the two of you, I think I'm looking at least 20 ounces. Now where's my non-dairy creamer?
A brawl is surely brewing.
Hello, good citizens of Inkwell Isle. This is Percy Faversham, once again bringing you the breaking news. In a terrible development, 2 local drinking utensils wandered into a casino run by none other than the devil himself, where they quickly and predictably lost their very souls on a single foolish roll of the dice. But, in a shocking twist, we have learned that the young Cups were offered a deal by the Prince of Darkness. They have been tasked to collect the debts of other victims by any means necessary, which, on Inkwell Isle, undoubtedly means an unholy hullabaloo of senseless violence and mayhem. The Goblet Goons have proven to be quite formidable, as distinguished citizens like Goopy Legrand and Hilda Berg have already been beaten senseless in their devilish crusade. In this reporter's opinion, the sudden surge of aggressive debt collection for the evil aristocracy is yet another sign of decaying society. Fortunately, this reporter's own debt to the casino is minimal, so there would be no justification whatsoever for Cuphead and Mugman to confront me. Well, look who's here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Percy Faversham, about to transform into a hulking nightmare creature to kill myself a cup. Courage.
It's on!
Greetings all, my name is Kontrol. I'm a professional artist, a huge fan of classic Marvel and DC comics, and the best Cuphead player. Currently speaking into this microphone. So, let's talk about this game. For starters, it's criminal that Cuphead is not a household name. A game as obviously brilliant as Cuphead should, from a cultural perspective, be as well known as Sonic the Hedgehog by now. But, upon showing a handful of friends and family my almost finished pinup, not a single person could identify the character. Even worse, when I said the name Cuphead, I was met with blank, clueless stares. Terrible icing on the cake, 2 of these people own the Xbox One, which up until about a year ago was the only game console that had it. So, I want to start my commentary by asking, what is up with Microsoft? A company notoriously starved for must-play exclusive titles barely promotes the most visually stunning game of this generation. On Cuphead's release day, there wasn't a single banner about it on the console dashboard. Merchandise has been minimal and half-assed, and they're only just recently talking about a TV project. The hype that surrounded Cuphead in 2017 came almost exclusively from online gaming sites and YouTubers, who were significantly more enthusiastic about the game than the corporation who would actually benefit from its success. Microsoft is just dumb. Okay, that's kind of harsh. Maybe they'll start promoting their exclusives more in 2020.
Hey, Kontrol, wanna play some Bleeding Edge?
I don't know what that is. Fortunately, the hardcore gamers out there can recognize a masterpiece when they see one, and Cuphead has had some level of success. Certainly enough to rate a video tribute on this tiny channel. Okay, so obviously what instantly grabs you is the 1930s cartoon visual aesthetic. We've seen video games that successfully imitated the look and feel of cartoon animation before, but none that targeted not only the charm of the art, but also the trappings of the period when they were released. The wobbly quality to the line art, the grainy dust and scratches of old film reels, the jazzy music, it all comes together to create a cartoon universe right out of a very specific moment in history. It just looks brilliant. When you see it for the first time, an internal applause starts for the geniuses responsible. At least I hope it does. It could just be an artist thing. But everything from the watercolor backgrounds, the detailed character designs,
Yeah, it's easy on the eyes, just like me. But are you gonna talk about what people are actually in for when they try to play Cuphead?
Look, we talked about this. Most of those suicide victims had pre-existing mental issues that...
This game is so hard. It makes Dark Souls look like Fisher-Price blocks. The designers put Satan in the game because they're working for him.
I think you're overreacting. I mean, yeah, Cuphead is pretty difficult, but that's, part of its charm. Look, how old are you?
About 4 months old, give or take.
Okay, you're pretty young. So you haven't played some of the hardcore run-and-gun games from the 80s and 90s that inspired Cuphead? See, gaming originated in arcades, where the profit came from young people constantly shoving quarters into a machine to progress. Side-scrolling shooters and platformers could be completed in about 5 to 15 minutes on a single quarter. That is, they could be if the base difficulty was anything like what a casual gamer in 2020 would consider normal. Since the goal of arcades is to make money, normal difficulty back then is what we call Cuphead today. Now, I'm told Cuphead can and has been defeated in under 60 minutes if you conquer every level without dying, but I looked it up, and since you're not a gaming savant from Planet Impossible, you should expect to spend lots of quality time with Cuphead before you finally topple the devil. As varied and expansive as the levels are in this game, its healthy playtime is hugely influenced by the difficulty. Cuphead is a meal the devs want you to savor.
Now go!
So, drawing Cuphead and his brother Mugman provides an unusual challenge for a channel that specializes in video game characters.
You draw cartoons all the time, Control. Pretty sure I'm one of them. And, so are you.
Okay, but what it is normally the process of interpreting computer graphics for line art is now redrawing line art in my own art style, which is a little tricky considering how the character's basic design is very much a product of the art style they've chosen. Extremely stylized products like Phineas and Ferb or SpongeBob would present a similar challenge. Fortunately, in this case, I have tons of experience working with Disney Fleischer-esque artwork in my day job capacity. So getting Cuphead and Mugman's Mickey-like forms just so only took a couple of passes. The devil's design is actually pretty loose and seems to change a bit when they get to extreme close-up in the final battle, which I won handily, by the way, on my 10th go. A final battle which serves as the semi-basis for this pinup, minus most of the swirling enemies and projectiles. Careful never to overstuff the frame, good citizens. In the end, I added a simple dust and scratches layer in Photoshop for a bit of synergy. I'm still not entirely sure it works, but I'm sure I'll find out in the comments section, which I highly encourage everyone within the sound of my voice to do. Comment, that is. Also, remember to like and subscribe, then garnish that with a share or two to keep the lights on. Even if you neglect your chores, you did watch this video all the way to the end, which is actually more than enough. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Kontrol out.
Bravo!